There's one story that we have to make time for: healthcare.
Breaking news on a healthcare showdown. There will be no healthcare vote tonight.
Breaking news, the art of no deal.
Are you serious? 7 years? The day that the Republicans have been planning for 7 years arrives, and all of a sudden they don't have their together? You know, it's weird to be living in a world where musicians put more planning into their work than politicians. Because look at Drake and Beyonce. Look at Drake and Beyonce. They plan their albums in private. Then one day, they surprise us, and it's perfect. These Republican geniuses have been hyping themselves for 7 years, running through the streets. New album coming out. New album coming out. And if you were following the story, it was so easy to see as it progressed that was not going to end well.
Right now, drama is building ahead of this critical vote on health care.
It's been a frantic push to the finish.
This is a do-or-die moment to get it passed.
The GOP revealing last-minute tweaks to the bill overnight.
Whatever these changes are going to be, no one knows precisely because no one has seen that revision yet.
Do you understand how bad this looks? This is health care reform, the most important domestic bill this year. Republicans have full control of the entire government, and somehow they've turned it into Walmart on a Black Friday. Actually, I take that back. Those people are getting things done. Look at those people, they're getting things done. Look, it's simple. It's simple what happened here. With this healthcare plan, Donald Trump and Paul Ryan basically baked a turd. A turd so bad, even their own party wouldn't eat it. And instead of going back and trying to bake a pie, which is what normal people would do, they instead spend all their energy trying to convince everyone in their party to eat. The problem is everyone in their party wants something different. For instance, the far right wants this.
The Conservative Freedom Caucus wants to decrease the cost of health care premiums by rolling back the Affordable Care Act's essential health benefits, which mandates coverage for services like emergency room visits, maternity care, prescription drugs, and mental health care.
I see. So basically, the far right said, we like everything about the bill except for the health and the care part. That's all. That's all. Really? And on top of that, you're going to cut mental health care? That's pretty man. I feel like that's the one thing we're all gonna need under Trump's presidency. I'm just gonna put it out there. That's the one thing we're all gonna need. All of us. So the far right says, cut people's benefits. The only problem is, moderate Republicans hate that idea because they're still human. So in order to win over the moderates, Trump showed them love the only way he knows how, with money.
Speaking about some of the giveaways, upstate New York Republicans, they got, what, $2 billion as part of the deal to get their votes.
Protecting upstate New York counties from repaying the state billions of dollars for Medicaid costs. It would not apply to New York City.
Wow. So just to be clear, predominantly Republican upstate New York wouldn't have to pay for Medicaid, but New York City, which is mostly Democrats, still would. That's you know why? Because New Yorkers don't have money. They spent it all on buying their giant mayor food. That's what they did, okay? That's an actual life-size picture of him, by the way. I've met him. I Ubered in his shoe. But even after all these concessions, Trump and Ryan still didn't have enough support to pass their bill. Because going into the vote, everyone knows that all the Democrats will vote against it. So Trump and Ryan can only afford to lose 21 Republican votes. Unfortunately for them, up to 40 Republicans are leaning against it. And at first, Trump was like, who cares about the votes? I have the Electoral College. And then they explained to him that's not how it works. And so now, if you're Trump and you're facing down an embarrassing defeat, you've got no choice but to turn on your trademark charm.
President Trump twisting arms, threatening jobs to win support for the GOP health care plan.
President Trump is issuing a stern warning to Republicans, telling them they could lose their seats in 2018 if they fail to approve the new health plan.
Shortly after meeting with House Republicans, President Trump joking he might actually be better off without Congress.
If I were a Republican congressman, I would just call Trump on his bluff. I'm gonna get everyone to vote against you. Oh, really? Well, who am I? No, come on. What district am I from? District 9? He doesn't know who these people are, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, like what the Republicans were willing to do to get this bill passed. Backroom deals to buy support. Rewrites it in the dead of the night. Rush it for a vote before anyone could read it. In fact, when you think about it, this is less of an Obamacare repeal and more of a despicable Obamacare remix. Because everything the GOP is doing now is a more extreme version of the same things they bitched about during Obamacare's passage 8 years ago.
I think a lot of people are going to be watching. That's why they're going to wait to the dead of night and hope people aren't listening or paying attention.
These backroom deals, it's more of the same. It's more of why the American people want Congress to scrap this bill.
Their approach of just ramming this reckless proposal through before anybody gets a chance to see it.
If you rush this thing through before anybody even knows what it is, that's not good democracy.
Yeah. Feels like politicians are the only people who get less wise with age. Hey, Republicans, look, I know that you're excited that you're finally in power. But slow down. Because healthcare is a long-term commitment, not a one-night stand. And take it from me, premature legislation doesn't make anybody happy. Congratulations! You've been randomly selected as a winner of free Daily Show episodes. Yes, you. To claim your prize, just watch full episodes of The Daily Show for free anytime with the Comedy Central app or at thedailyshow.com. What a winner you are! So much winning.